Welcome back. Today we look at Chapter 7, Subtraction. We are working our way through the different operations. We've already done addition in Chapter 6, and now Chapter 7 is subtraction. Three topics that we'll look at, subtraction models, subtraction algorithms, and subtraction mental math. And so today we begin with subtraction models. So remember, a model it's like a mental picture. It's a construct. It's a context that we use to make sense of an operation. So what are the different ways that we make sense of subtraction? How do we think about it? There are 5 ways I'm going to talk about: takeaway, separating, comparing, the missing addend, and moving left on the number line. These are all useful situations in which subtraction is the correct operation. First, takeaway. John had 7 goats, and he lost 3. How many are left? Takeaway is when something is literally taken away. I had 7, 3 were removed. How many remain? If you have 10 feet of rope and you chop off the last 2 feet and you throw it away, how much rope remains? Anytime you have a full amount and some of it goes away, this is the takeaway model, and subtraction is appropriate. Model 2 is separating. Separating a set or length into 2 parts. So now let's imagine there are 45 sheep and 3 of them are black. How many are white? I'm mentally separating all of the sheep into 2 categories, black and white. I know how many there are of one category, so I can figure out how many there are of the other category. With 45 altogether, 3 are black, so I subtract 3 and I find that 42 have to be white. Let's say I have a length of paper and maybe the whole paper is 12 inches long, but 9 inches of the paper is red. How much of the paper is white? And so this is another separating problem. The whole length of paper has been separated into 2 parts. And so the remaining part we figure out as 12 minus 9, and we get 3 as our solution. The third model is comparing. Let's suppose Ty has 4 pigs and Alex has 7 pigs. How many more pigs does Alex have? This isn't either of the 2 previous models. I'm not taking away pigs, and I'm not categorizing a set of pigs into 2 parts. I'm comparing 2 different sets. I'm comparing 4, and I'm comparing 7, and I want to know how much more is 7 than 4. Here's another situation where subtraction is appropriate. 7 minus 4 is 3. Imagine we have one piece of paper that's 12 inches long, a strip of paper 12 inches long, and a strip of paper 9 inches long. How much longer is the 12-inch piece of paper than the 9-inch piece of paper? And so here's another comparing example using lengths. And so we'd figure this out as 12 minus 9. Our fourth model is the missing addend. Suppose I have 5 eggs. How many more do I need to make 12? Now sometimes people mix up this model, the missing addend, with the previous one, which was comparing. So let me go back. Comparing, I had 2 actual sets. I really saw 4 pigs and I really saw 7, and I was comparing the sizes. But now with missing addend, I have a certain amount, but I need more in order to reach a goal. So how much more do I need in order to reach that goal? Here's another case where subtraction is appropriate. I'd want to take 12 minus the 5, giving me 7 to find out how many more I need. Suppose you're jogging and you're in a 10K and you're supposed to jog 10 kilometers, and so far you've jogged 8 kilometers. So you've jogged 8 of those 10 kilometers. How many more kilometers do you need to go in order to finish the race? Sometimes when you see how many more, that could indicate a missing addend. How many more do I need? But be careful, I'm going to go back to the other slide again. Here's comparing. How many more also appears in the comparing. So just distinguish between those two. With comparing, I have two sets. I want to know how much more is one set than the other. With missing addend, I have an amount that I currently have, and I have a goal. And the how many more is how much more do I need in order to achieve my goal. Suppose that I need to read 20 pages, and I've read 15 pages already. How many more pages do I need to read in order to finish my reading assignment? So this is an example of the missing addend problem, and we can solve it with subtraction. 5 is the answer here. Okay, moving on to our fifth and final subtraction model. This is moving left on the number line, very much the most abstract of the models, but it helps build the idea of arithmetic on the number line, adding, subtracting, positive numbers, negative numbers, and so we include it here in our subtraction models as well. That is it for the 5 models. So take a look at these things: the takeaway, separating, comparing, missing addend, and moving left on the number line. It's fascinating when you look at all the different kinds of problems that require subtraction. All these different kinds of problems fall into several different categories, different kinds of mental constructs, different kinds of models that we use for subtracting. So give the worksheet problems a try and really focus carefully, really read the words carefully to determine which subtraction problems fall under which model. All right, give those problems a try, do the homework, and don't hesitate to ask me questions if you have them.